I still remember those days where we used to game on those old CRT monitors. I used to go to my uncle's house and sneak away from my family. Of course they knew, but I was way too young to play a game called Diablo 1, which a lot of you are familiar with. It's very old at this point, so there is going to be a more niche audience that actually enjoys a game like that, and that's where I think this game really shines. It's one of those games that it's going to take you back. It's not for everyone, but I thought it was fantastic. One of the main reasons is that it touched a nostalgic bone in my body. It brought back that same spark that was flared into me when I played Diablo 1. The game is called Tower of Kalemonvo. This indie gem just doesn't tip its hat into an ARPG legend. It provides a nostalgic twist that I haven't experienced in quite a while. As soon as you boot up the game, you'll know what I'm talking about. The tower's looming entrance, the game pulls you in. It's a throwback to a time when every step had weight and hesitation made sense. The pace is deliberate, almost meditative, building tension as you creep through randomly generated halls that never look or feel the same twice. And take it from me, I died a lot in this game. What really sets Kalemonvo apart is the freedom and the danger that I felt. No fixed classes here, you shape your character on the go, responding to what the game gives you. It's more fluid, reactive kind of strategy, where the gear you find shapes your path. That freedom forces you to adapt constantly, making your runs feel personal and earned. It feels worth mentioning that I was unable to complete the game in my many runs. Loot here isn't just about stat blocks, it's your journey. Choosing to abandon a familiar blade for a mysterious new weapon isn't just about numbers, it's a risk, a statement. And when it pays off, it feels like a small triumph. You're not crafting a hero from a mold, you're building a survivor. Slowly, painfully, gloriously, may I add. The stats are very important here as well. Do I sacrifice some hit rating for more damage? Or do I need a hit rating in order to actually hit the damn demonic figure who is endlessly chasing me around a dungeon? It's still in early days, but if you dig into the loot system, you'll find a dreamscape for tinkerers and theory crafters. Each weapon brings its own set of combat arts, offering real choices and customization. Find a lightning-infused longsword or a cursed staff pulsing with dark energy. Those aren't just upgrades, they're turning points in your gameplay. But be warned, Kalemonvo doesn't hold your hand. No town to fall back to, no easy outs. You manage your supplies like your life depends on it. Because it does. Potions, inventory space, every choice matters. It's a game that makes you sweat the small stuff, and that tension makes every skirmish pulse with danger. Honestly, I think that's where the magic is. You know, I do like zooming through maps, don't get me wrong. The modern ARPG formula does work. There's an audience for it, and it's great. Path of Exile 2, one of my favorite games. But this brought me back. Like, every choice does matter. I thought, I just, after playing this game, I'm like, man, that's what I was missing. I feel like this is something that developers could start targeting, but once again, I don't know what the audience would be. It's very niche. Not everybody likes these kind of games. They're a lot slower paced and it's more deliberate. I hope this burns fire into a new community that comes back, you know, and I hope players catch on. Early fans, I hope that they start swapping war stories, they dissect builds, they draw maps like the early days, trying to figure out what's the most efficient way to do this. But I also don't want it to become a sweat fest. I wanted to just enjoy the game, and that's how I think this is meant to be played. There's something very grassroots about it. It reminds me of the good old days. What I will say, and a heat of caution to most people, is that you will die, and very often, but that is the point. Every death is a lesson. Every run teaches you a little bit more. It's that loop, trial, failure, perseverance that takes you back to when games didn't hold your hand, and I think it's great. Many runs I was down to a shred of health, no potions, trapped, music shifted, really summoning the anxiety in me. I panicked and of course died like usual, over and over again. It wasn't about flashy bosses or flashy cutscenes, it was raw, primal survival. And in those moments, I felt it again. That wide-eyed thrill from many, many years ago. Maybe I'm just old, but damn, that felt really good. The atmosphere is another standout. Creepy but deliberate sounds, haunting pixel art, and the constant sense that the tower is watching you. Each step deeper felt like a descent into something ancient and merciless. After around 10 hours plus in, I can say this. Kalemonvo doesn't offer replayability, it thrives on it. And I hope they expand on it. The procedural design and endless build combos make every attempt feel fresh. It's less about beating the game, more about surviving its world, learning it, responding to it, and then evolving with it. The game will be launching on March 28th, and it will cost $15 US. Bottom line is this, Tower of Kalemonvo is for a very specific audience, as I mentioned earlier. It's going to be for those die-hard fans. It's not flashy, it's straight to the point. It's exactly what I was looking for. And maybe, just maybe, you'll experience what I did, but this time, not in a CRT monitor, hiding from your parents in your uncle's house, just a metaphor. Now you're old enough to enjoy it yourself, and I can have my own beer, my own alcohol while I enjoy it. As always, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to hit like and subscribe for future content, and I hope you have a phenomenal day.